Alright, I don't know how to start this video, honestly, bro. Tomorrow is gonna be Thanksgiving. Alright, and I made a year with USFoods. Man, I just want to share my experience Thanksgiving Day with USFoods last year. Okay, so tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and thank God I'm gonna make a home because last year I didn't make a home. Let's see, I remember I had a route in downtown Los Angeles. So it's a new route to me because, you know, I was new. I joined in October, on October 23rd, and I didn't start the next day, the 24th. So from October down, I had to train for 2 weeks, and then on my third week I went to Bakersfield, and after Bakersfield I was doing routes on my own. So I was very new, and I had a downtown route, LA, and let's see, I forgot how many stops, but I want to say like 9 stops. And on one of the stops I had to do a theater, like an old-fashioned theater, old school theater, like 80s music, you know, the what's it called, what's it called, Dracula, Frankenstein, old movies, Gladiator, so, you know, stuff like that, you know, where the covers are like it's like a painter, a picture, a comic book, you know, those type of theaters. And it was upstairs. It was in a big, tall fucking building. I had to go underground. First of all, I couldn't even find the stop because in downtown there's a lot of one-ways. So one way, so you get to a light, it's a one-way to the right. Next light, it's a one-way to the left. So it took me a while to find the underground way. So I spent like a freaking hour trying to figure it out, or maybe 2, honestly. I remember I was calling the office like, hey, I can't find this stop. I forgot the name of the stop. And they're like, okay, have you tried this? Have you tried that? I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, you know what? We'll get you in contact with a driver that has done it before. Okay, cool. So as soon as I got in contact with the driver, he was just like, oh, it's on this street, blah, blah, blah. And like I said, everything's one way. So I had to like make a full square. A full square just to get to the right street. And I was going down, and it was to my right. So it's down a tunnel going down. So I get to the tunnel, security guards right there, show them my ID, whatever, and it's just like, yeah, you go down. I asked, I'm like, it's my first time here, blah, blah, blah. She's like, you go down, you make a right, you dock, and when you come out, make sure you go out the other way, or else you're gonna, it's a one way in, it's a one way out. Okay, cool. So it's a tunnel that goes like in a circle. And I make my right, and I see docks to the right, docks to the left, and there's another security guard there. And I asked the security, hey, first time here, and she didn't bother, or he didn't bother. I don't remember the security guard. I just remember the security guard was no help. I think it was a female. Yeah, no help at all. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. But one thing's for sure, gave me like a key card or something, or maybe she didn't, I don't know, but I needed that. So I made the dock. You know, it was simple. It wasn't complicated. But when I got off the truck, obviously I took a walk to figure out where I'm making this delivery, not knowing it's upstairs. I had to use the elevator. Let's see, and to make the delivery, I had to go down a couple doors, and it's like a hallway, and the hallway's like different. Like there's an elevator to this stores, there's an elevator to those stores, and the signs weren't accurate at all. It just says the name, doesn't show an arrow, nothing. But as soon as I found the elevator, I get in, I push the button, and the thing was that I pushed the button and it didn't activate. Someone activated calling the elevator, so that's how I made it to the stop. So the elevator took me all the way up, and the door's open. I'm walking, I'm like trying to figure out where it's at. And like I said, it was a theater. Like, you know, it looked pretty right to me, you know. I kept walking. I'm like, dude, this is a freaking theater. And I found a kitchen. So I walked in. I have the paperwork. I'm like, hi, USFoods. I have a delivery for blah, blah, blah. Is this the right spot? They're like, yeah, it's the right spot. Just go down, use the elevator, this and that. Damn. I'm like, shit, dude, elevator, fuck. And it was like 200 plus cases. And as I was making it to the elevator, there were signs that says no jacks, no pallets, no nothing. So in my head, I was like, dude, I had to wheel it from the truck. I had to break it in the truck, wheel it down the hall to the elevator all the way up, elevator going through the theater to the kitchen. 200 cases. Oh man, it's gonna be a bad day. I mean, first of all, it was already a bad day at first because like I said, I was new to downtown, new to all the stops. It wasn't going in my favor at all. So, you know, suck it up, go do it. And I get back to the elevator to go down, and I'm pressing buttons, and it went down. And I don't remember the floor. I didn't. I just pressed whatever button, you know, hoping the doors will open, check it out. Nope, next button, you know. And I clicked the wrong button, obviously. And the door opened, and it was just an empty room. Just imagine construction. Just imagine construction with rooms. And it was like a little hallway, you know, all charcoal. Is it charcoal? Charcoal. And I see a door, another door, and I just stuck my head out, you know, like, oh, what the hell is this? And I was like, it's not the right spot. So I press the button, elevator does not move. Press it again, elevator does not move. I click for it to close. Maybe the door just has to close completely. So I press the button to make the doors close. Pressed it, nothing. I'm fucking stuck in this goddamn floor of nowhere. The doors are doors to stores, but they don't use the doors. They don't use it. They don't use it at all. So it's like you knock, no one answers, you know. And it even says right there on the door that says do not open or whatever, you know. The only door there was the stairs, but it had the alarm. I'm not gonna do that. But since I was like stuck already, I was like, might as well take the walk. I did the walk, dead ass to nowhere. The hallway is only like a couple of feet. I want to say like just 10 feet, 15 feet. So I'm walking and there's nothing. There's only a door to my left and the stairs, the door to my right, which is the stairs. And I'm trying to figure out like, what the hell is this? And like I said, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. So I just start slamming knocking on the door as hard as I can to the door to the left. And somebody answers. It's a lady, and it looks like a retail store, like a, I don't know, Hot Topic, or like a fancy Hot Topic. I don't know what type of store it was. And she opens the door, and I'm in uniform, right? Oh, actually, I'm not in uniform. I just have an orange shirt. Yeah, I just have an orange shirt, or maybe it was a black long sleeve. I don't know. But I was just like, I had the vest on, the orange vest that said USFoods. I'm like, hey, I used the elevator. How do I use it to go back down? My truck is down there. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Boom, closes the door. What am I supposed to do now? And I couldn't use my phone because there was no signal at all. And I'm just there like, this is it. This is the end for me. I am behind. I'm gonna tell the office I'm stuck. There's no, first of all, I can't even freaking I can't even make a dial. I can't even make a freaking phone call. And the lady didn't want to help me. Now what? The button that says emergencies only, I pressed it. So somebody on the other side, hey, me thinking this is security, like, of the whole building. And I'm like, hey, I'm the USFoods driver. I'm stuck in the elevator. And she's like, or she was like, no, it was a guy. She's like, I have to follow protocol. What's your name? Said my name. How many people? Me. And I'm like, can you just please call the building phone number? It's a theater. Just, can you just Google it? They said no. They have to follow protocol. And she's like, if you're stuck there for more than blah blah blah, then I'm about to call the ambulance or whatever. And I'm like, yo, all you gotta do is just make a call, tell them I'm in the elevator, to call the elevator, and I'll be free, just like that. And no. And then I got frustrated with that, dude. What's the point of having that job if you're not gonna help, honestly? But continuing, dude, I was like, you know what? I'm about to use the emergency stairs. And I pressed it, and the alarm went off. And I went downstairs, and it took me to a door. And it wasn't, okay, it was a lot of stairs. But still, I had to just do it. And I found a door. A lot of doors that said emergency exit, emergency exit, emergency exit. And I just didn't know which door to pick until I got to the last one. I'm like, this is it. You know, I have to go through. I pushed it in, and I'm outside. And like I said, my truck is underground, and I'm in the middle. Like, I don't know where the hell I am. I just saw the street, and I had to walk the whole block. Till I got to the store, to the mall. It was a mall. So I walk in the mall. It's like taking me back down, but not the underground delivery spot, not the loading dock. It was just malls. Talk to the security guy. I'm like, hey brother, you know, as you can see, I'm with USFoods. I'm trying to make a delivery. I explained to him my situation. He helped me get back down there. Cause if I try to walk the whole thing to go down the delivery, like I have my wallet in my truck and everything. So who knows how strict the security at the tunnel was gonna be with me. But yeah, that luckily the security in the mall led me downstairs, and I talked to security that was in the loading dock, the one that was like, oh, good luck, whatever. I told them, oh, I had to use the elevator, and they're like, oh yeah, here, can you give me something that I could trade you with the card? I'm like, what's the card for? To use the elevator. I'm like, oh, that explains a lot. But I remember I made the call to the office saying, hey, the elevator doesn't work for shit. Like, I'm out to do this 200 cases by stairs. And yeah, they took a note of that. Well, point is, I made the delivery after all that, and it took me 3 hours to make the first walk with the dolly. 3 freaking hours. 1 hour to look for the goddamn stop, another hour to get out of the goddamn elevator, and the 3rd hour it was just me being fucking stupid, you know. But yeah, it took me 3 hours just to wheel in the first fucking stack of cases. And yeah, so after making that delivery, I still had two more. And the thing is that, you know, I'm with USFoods for like a year. They know the difficulty for that stop. They know the complications. They knew, come on. Like, if they're always sending new drivers there, and I'm pretty sure the new drivers always complaining and saying about the same thing. Hey, this happened. Hey, that happened. So they're very familiar. And, you know, they just kind of kept quiet, you know, in my opinion. And I still had 2 stops left. And I was new, so I didn't know how to call it in. Hey, I'm not going to finish the route. So as soon as I finished that stop, a hell of a stop, you know, I'm continuing, and I call in. I'm like, hey, I'm down to my last hour. I'm about to make the 2, and they got, you know, kind of frustrated, like, hey, you're supposed to call us at this time to let us know that you're not going to be able to make the final stops, but you could drive back here. And it was just a little complicated because I was new and I don't remember, like, it was a year ago. But they ended up getting me a hotel, and I couldn't finish the 2 stops. So they're like, go straight to the hotel and just clock out. You're gonna lay over. And that was my first time laying over ever. I've been to a hotel before, like Bakersfield. You know, they booked me a hotel for a week, but that was my first time going through a route, not being a finish, and, you know, for them to get me a hotel to lay over in. So I'm driving, and I have so many questions, like, hey, what do I do tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. What do I do? What time do I clock in? Can I park my truck? And I kind of just had so many questions that they were kind of like, wait up, and I was like, oh, okay. But in my head, I was like, damn, no way. I kind of frustrated them. But I made it to the hotel. But I was looking at the location. Deadass, I'm not that far from the yard. Might as well take me to the yard. But they wanted me to go straight to the freaking hotel. And I was like, in my head, I was like, nah, hell no. Just let me go to the yard. Let me go home, come back to the yard, and finish the delivery. But no, that's not. As soon as you go out with boxes and you're going to lay over, they don't want you back at the yard at all. So I was like, all right, cool. So I made it back to the hotel. I parked my truck. And it was a hotel for trucks. You know, there was only a limited parking spots for trucks. But luckily, there was like 3 left. And I picked one, went in, called the office. Hey, I made it to the hotel. They're like, okay, so it's just lay over and finish the route tomorrow. All right, cool. I clock out, put all my shit in the freaking hotel, and I called back the office. I'm like, hey, so I'm laying over. And there's always different people picking up the phone. It's not always the same person. It's better when it's the same person because, you know, they already know what's going on. but with a new person, you always had to explain the situation, right? So I explained the situation. Hey, what time do what I do tomorrow? I don't know what time this restaurant's open. I don't know what time this stop opens. I don't know, blah, blah, blah. You know, just a bunch of questions, and dead ass are like, figure it out. Okay, I guess I'll just figure it out. So when you clock out from a 14-hour shift, you're not supposed to clock in until after 10 hours. So I had to do a 10-hour reset, right? So I don't know what time I clocked out, but I want to say I clocked out, so maybe at 4, so 6. So maybe I had to clock back in at 4 in the morning or 6 in the morning. I don't know. I honestly do not know the times. I don't recall the times, but I remember waking up at 6 because that was as soon as I was able to clock back in. So I wake up, I clock in on the dot. As soon as I was able to work again, I clocked in on the dot. Drove to the first stop, and this is Thanksgiving Day already. You know, I remember calling my lady being like, hey, yo, I'm a layover, blah, 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 on Thanksgiving. I'm not supposed to be working Thanksgiving. No one's supposed to be working Thanksgiving, but I ended up laying over, so I'm working Thanksgiving Day. And I don't know about holiday pay. I never even asked, honestly. Never questioned it. I just sucked it up, went through it, did what I had to do, finished my route. So I went back to downtown. And remember, I'm very close to the yard, so I was really bummed out. That didn't let me go back to the yard and just go home. But yeah, the next day, went back to downtown, got to my first stop, and there was a bunch of streets closed, a bunch of cones, man. And I was like, what the hell? I'm supposed to make a delivery this way. What am I supposed to do? And I just figure it out, you know. I just went through my head, figure it out. So I figured it out, right? And I parked on a one-way, and I went the opposite way on purpose because that's where I was supposed to be parked. The cones that allow me to go the other way, I'm not gonna explain it, but just know that I'm facing the wrong direction. And I got off my truck, and you know, I see people like janitors that clean the city or whatever. And I'm like, yo, what's up with the cones? And they're like, oh, there's gonna be a marathon. Yeah, it's like the Turkey Thanksgiving marathon, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. Do you know what time this restaurant? No, we don't know. And I Googled it. It says that it opened. Damn, dude. Like I said, I think I got there at 7 or 8. I don't really recall, but I just know I had to wait 4 hours. I had to wait 4 freaking hours. So I was there, just chilling in my truck. I got off, took a walk. I saw the marathon. I saw them run. I was like, damn, I could literally run with them, finish, and come back to my truck, you know? Should I join? But yeah, and then luckily the store actually opened. The restaurant actually opened. I went through the back. They're like, yeah, you park right here, you deliver it this way. And the chef was not happy with me at all. He gave me a lot of attitude. Just, you know, imagine Chef Gordon, what's his name? Chef Gordon. Imagine him talking to you. Yeah, it was not that great of experience, and I hope that I was never gonna go back to that restaurant, and I never did. but yeah, I'm pretty sure that restaurant gets a bunch of new drivers. All right, so I'm pretty sure they're pretty fed up with us. But hey, it is what it is, and that happened. So I finished up that stop, and I went to a second stop. I don't remember the second stop. I just remember that one. Or maybe that was the only stop I had, honestly. I'm pretty sure that was the only stop I had because I don't remember ever going to the second stop that day. But yeah, I literally worked Thanksgiving Day. I did a 8-hour shift. And I remember going back to the yard, and it was empty as fuck. It was empty. There was nobody there. Not even the security guard. I remember just driving through, and it was just empty. Everything was parked, the trucks, the trailers, everything was stationed where it's supposed to be stationed. And in the office as well, nobody in the office. And I was so like shocked because I was like, damn, literally no one came in. And here I am by myself. The only one that worked on Thanksgiving. Yep, everyone's here. I'm the only one here. Nobody else, nobody in the office, nobody in the DC. Another driver, it's just me and and now it's time to go home. Working 8 hours on Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, but that was a crazy memory, mostly for someone that, you know, started off at USFoods very early into their career with USFoods. I don't know what to say. But yeah, and tomorrow is Thanksgiving for me, and I'm gonna have a day off. Thank God, no layover. I'm in San Diego, but you know, maybe I shouldn't jinx it. I am all the way over here. It's a 2-hour drive back, and worst case scenario, there's something that happens on the goddamn freeway that causes me to lay over. But yeah, it's a little story time for you guys. Bye bye.